Hey, Survivor fans, this is Chad with your episode 1 review of One World Survivor, which premiered last night on my birthday. That's the reason why I did not video blog last night, because one, I was kind of tipsy from celebrating for my birthday, so I didn't want to sound like a complete jackass doing a review. So, but I wanted to thank everybody who wished me a happy birthday yesterday, and thanks for CBS for premiering on my birthday. So it was a great birthday, nevertheless. Aside with that, let's get on to business here. They came in on a truck. The last time they did this, I said this in my season preview that they did it in Tocantins, and they once again did a 60 seconds of everybody rush, scramble, get the stuff that you need for each tribe. And needless to say, the men were just one guy, which was kind of I totally disagreed with this. What was his name? Mike. Yeah. You know who I'm not rooting for this season for sure, because once the women started grabbing supplies, he decided to be a weasel and start stealing from them, and none of the women was really paying attention, which I don't get, but anyways, that was a D-bag move on his part, and automatic dislike for that guy. So yeah, that was didn't sit too well with me, but you know, it is Survivor, but still, it was a cheap, needless to say, cheap. And then I got notes here, of course. Sorry about that. Then we get to meet some of the contestants, and there's two guys there. I already got my vote for Looney Tunes of the Year, and there's two guys named Tarzan and Troyzan, and I see a few going on like, who's Tarzan? But literally, who wants to call themselves Tarzan on Survivor? It doesn't make sense to me. But that's that. And then they got a gay person named Colton on there who's very open about it, and I don't have a problem with that, but how he just sets himself out there. And what was funny was when they found out it was men versus women, he's horrified because he originally wanted to line with some of the women on the tribe, so now he's like, oh, I might, he's like completely horrified. He's like the third character that I noticed is really out there this year. I mean, I think the guy's funny. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike him or hate him or anything. I just think he's funny as hell. So, but that's that. Then Jeff talks to them about some of the twists this season, and I'll allude to those again. Once again, there's no Redemption Island. I'm talking to a lot of people. Most people I've talked to say they're all for that, but my twist on it, yeah, it's great that they're bringing back the old Survivor, but say if a favorite of somebody gets voted off, they get a chance to go back in the game. But it is good that they are going back to the old Survivor on that. And then they do their little hike, whatever, and then they don't realize that they're living on the same beach yet. Jeff did not tell them that. It's like they're his own little surprise twist to them. So they walk back to their camps and they think, oh, crap, we're all living on the same beach. So Colton automatically starts aligning himself with the women. And Matt, who's another one of my favorites this year, and I'll tell you why here in just a minute. Matt and some of the other guys are noticing, like, hey, if he does that and not in line with us, he might be the first to go. So, and then they have their own little talk, like, hey, tell us what the women are doing, and you'll be just fine. Oh, yeah, the women are having problems getting fire, and the guys aren't giving it. So, Monica, that's my first favorite of this season. Her and the Asian girl, Christina, they go off in the middle of the night while the guys are sleeping, snoozing away, and she steals a fire ember from their fire pit. And they go back to their own fire, but it didn't last long. I don't know exactly, but they said it lasted just overnight. So, and the next morning they're struggling to get fire, so Christina goes and makes deals with the guys to get fire, like weaving their stuff for their shelter or something. But so it didn't sit too well with the other female contestant. What was her name? Alicia. So there's starting a kind of a feud between those two, and it culminates in Tribal Council. I'll get to that when I talk about Tribal Council. So, and then shortly thereafter, Sabrina, the black girl of the tribe, who I'm starting to like too. She seems to be a tough, strong player. Sabrina finds the idol, but as she's reading the Hidden Immunity idol note, she reads that, oh, this is for the Manano tribe, which is the Guises tribe. The Guises tribe is called Manano, and the girls is called Selene, something like that. So she finds the idol, and she reads that, and she's like, oh, who am I going to give it to? But I'll tell you who she gives it to here in a second. And then we go into the immunity challenge. And when I saw this immunity challenge, I'm thinking, oh, I would love to do it, because it's basically, they start off on a high tower, and then it's a 20-foot drop onto a net. I am kind of scared of heights, but at Survivor I would quickly get over my fear of heights just like that. But it's a 20-foot drop on a net, and then they go into a balance beam and into a little wood wire bridgey thing, and to the end, and whichever tribe makes it all the way there, raises the flag, they win. But I would love to do that challenge. It looked like so much fun, just dropping on that net and just running across that balance beam. I'm like, wow, that looked killer, and it looked like a lot of fun. I was like, I'd love to be doing that. But anyways, a couple of notes. There's a big note about that immunity challenge. One of the ladies gets a face plant, and Nina, the older lady who was a retired cop, she does a face plant right into the net, and it wasn't too pretty. It kind of messed up her face a little bit. The girl, Courtney, should have took Jeff's Probst's advice and land with your hands to your chest. Well, she didn't. The poor girl fell on her wrist, and she got injured, and apparently she has a broken wrist. And Jeff had to stop the challenge. And then due to that, he asked the men if they wanted immunity or to finish the challenge. And so the men take the immunity, and it kind of upset me a little bit because it is Survivor. Why not finish out the challenge? I'm kind of a chivalrous gentleman. I would have said, hey, let's finish the challenge, but that's just me. I may have gotten flack for it, but anyways, Courtney gets wheeled off the challenge. The men take the immunity, and then and after that, Sabrina does give the idol to Colton. I think she felt he was the most in danger of the men, which after looking at it might have been probably true because of how he was playing the game, which I thought he should have aligned more with his tribe, but that's just me. She does give Colton the idol. Tribal Council, the women. Very interesting Tribal Council. Basically, there's a big cat fight between Alicia and Christina, and I enjoyed it. Claws were flying. But, well, in Survivor, you can't hit nobody or else you're automatically kicked off the game. So, but I knew there wasn't going to be an actual cat fight. It's just like them just at each other. Was the only drama that happened at Tribal Council because due to Courtney, Jeff gave it a medical update on Courtney. He told that she had several broken wrists and was out of the game. So due to that, nobody got voted out. So it was and then they eventually got fired because of the torches or whatever. So they're okay on the fire issue. Needless to say, for our very first episode, it was very anticlimactic for me because nobody got voted out. So all in all, it was a pretty good first episode. We have no returning players and no Redemption Island. So, and judging by the previews, I never really, but there's going to be more drama. So far it's a good season, but the premiere was just as good as it just was very anticlimactic for me. And another thing about the premiere episode, it did not have an intro with showing all the players. I wonder why that was. I was just now noticing that. So if anybody has any idea why CBS would have done that, just let me know. But that's what I have. So until next week, peace.